my first topic of discussion is Remy Ma is trash. Yeah, she's trash.
You guys think so?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, let's hear.
Well, hold on. I like Remy Ma.
Okay.
I think she's talented. I like her as a battle rapper. I think she's dope as a battle rapper. I used to watch these battle raps that she used to do back in the day on YouTube.
It's like Hove is gone, now everybody with a rhyme want in. And since G-Unit's popping, they want to rhyme like them. Why you changing your voice up, bitch? You sound like a him. I body beats on the regular, and I sound like Rem.
She's dope.
She's dope.
Yeah, but I don't think it translates into like pop rap in terms of like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. She just is...
So you're saying that was her era and now she's done?
I don't even know if it's about being her era. No, I think her era is also now because she's very relevant in terms of the culture. And so she's on a show called State of the Culture with Joe Budden. Yeah, with Joe Budden and Jinx. And there used to be a girl named Scotty Beam that was on there. She was okay.
Yeah, seemed like she was a little intimidated by them. I don't know. It was, to me, like she wasn't a good fit for the show. I didn't think so.
Yeah, you can say maybe intimidation. I didn't know what it was. She just didn't really give a lot of commentary to the conversation. She just really wouldn't
She's intimidated.
Was that what that is?
Absolutely.
Okay, well they got rid of her and they replaced her with Ebony Williams. Ebony Williams is a journalist and a political analyst. She used to work for Fox.
What do you think about her? Do you think she's amazing?
She's freaking awesome, amazing. She's gorgeous, but she also is very knowledgeable. She's a former, not prosecutor, but she's a former lawyer, a defense lawyer. But she also is very well versed in sports. All of the shit that they can talk about, she has an opinion. Okay, she has an opinion on. Okay. I'm sure she is intimidating to Remy Ma because the first episode. You think so? Hell yeah, the first episode, she put her boots in the ground and let you know that she was there to not fuck around. And I don't think Ebony Williams. I don't think that she was really Remy Ma's cup of tea.
Okay.
I love Remy Ma, but she's had some really kind of like whack opinions as of late.
Okay.
And where is my phone at? Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. God damn it. Where's my phone?
It's over there.
Really? Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. You found that shit funny? Oh, okay.
This is what we go through when we film.
Alright, so anyway, I want to show you guys a clip of Remy Ma discussing when a woman gets raped. She says that when a woman gets raped, or if she's alleged to have been raped, and she goes to court civilly, and she's seeking monetary damages for what has been done to her, she considers it to be a form of prostitution.
No, she did not say that.
So she says that, and here she goes. Here's the clip.
They want.
That's called prostitution.
I don't think so. No,
that's prostitution.
That's not true.
If something happens to you sexually and you want money for it,
but what about in exchange
that trauma?
Then my focus is not on the trauma now.
Yeah,
it's on what you're looking for as a result of said trauma.
So you don't think it's a possible scenario, Joe, that somebody is traumatized? And again, I'm not saying I believe this woman or I don't. I'm just saying general. I'm traumatized. I have medical bills. I have therapy bills. I have maybe I had to be out of work for 6 months. Just to paint this picture. So $2 million could go a long way towards putting my life back on track. Is that possible?
Of course it's possible, because anything is possible.
If you made $2 million in your life, if that was your bill, like you'd probably never seen $2 million in your life. Does it make a difference if it's a famous accuser? Yes. It makes a difference on how much money you make and how much money you ask. It makes a difference. Period. Money. I don't care if you make $100 million. You saying, hey, I have this bill, that, and it's like. My thing is just this. It seems like in a lot of these alleged sexual assault cases, the women are asking for money. Hey, give me some money and I'll feel better. To me, in any exchange where sexual acts are being compensated with money, like that's prostitution.
So what do you think about that?
So first of all, there's a couple things that I didn't like about that. Her comparing prostitution to
being raped.
Well, not just being raped, but a rape victim suing for damages in a civil case. So my thing is this: people that usually undergo any type of rape or sexual assault, sometimes the trauma does not show itself right away.
Right.
Sometimes it's things that can be triggered that can make you fall into a state of depression.
Right.
Some people have known to be suicidal. It depends on the person, because everybody's mental capacity handles things totally different.
And
right?
she said that when you actually don't come forward immediately, but this is her take. This is Remy Ma's take, is that if you wait too long and you're just basically just trying to get a bag, and that, you know, if you were really, she says that if someone raped you, and that if you really were raped, she says that you wouldn't want any money, any compensation. You just want that person to suffer and go to jail, or just like suffer. You wouldn't want any compensation.
I understood what she said.
But do you think that's bullshit?
I think that, first of all, I think that it's kind of embarrassing to me to hear her talk like that as a woman.
She's trash.
Especially a woman who is in I'm sorry, what is the word? A core group of people.
In the rap industry?
Yeah, her peers, her core group basically are majority men.
But she approaches everything like a man. Every time she doesn't never believe a woman.
That's not what I was about to say. That's not what I was about to say. For her core group to be predominantly men, and for her to say something like that, did she give birth to a little girl?
Just recently, but she has a son as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I would like to say this to Remy Ma. If something happens to your daughter and she doesn't say it right away, would you feel the same way? I am a survivor of sexual abuse. Mm-hmm. And I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Not because of embarrassment or anything like that. I didn't tell anybody because I was afraid of what my mother would have done.
Right.
So I never said anything, and I was able to go on and live my life.
Right.
But I know someone else that happened to, and they didn't handle it the same way I did.
Exactly, because I was abused as a child as well. And there's a lot of kids that have been abused, a lot of adults, whatever. Something's up with her, but I'll just say this: she's had a lot of like really, really whack views. And I just feel like for her to take a stand and open her mouth and say that any woman that is seeking damages, monetary damages for a person, she doesn't understand that when you seek monetary damages, sometimes when you affect the person's pockets, you affect their livelihood, you affect their life, you affect the way they move around in the world.
Sometimes.
So that's
it
how.
It happened with R. Kelly.
Yeah, it eventually did, because now he doesn't have a pot to piss in.
When it affected his pockets, the behavior continued. It depends on the person.
The behavior continued until it was stopped. But by the time it stopped, he didn't have a pot to piss in.
It's not even about the predator. It's not about that. It's about the person who it was done to.
Right.
So if you're saying, listen, you fucked my life up, I can't get myself together. I am unable to have a man, to date a man right now, because I think every man will do something like what was done to me.
Right.
Now you have to pay me for compensation.
Right.
Or I have a male son and I am distant from my male son because of this behavior. It could be numerous of things.
It's a myriad of things.
So for her to say some shit like that,
and I think it's
ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's dangerous.
I think she's intimidated by that girl on the show.
She's extremely intimidated by Ebony Williams, but the reality of it is that she's made like really trash comments even prior to, and I think that she
prior to Ebony becoming on the show.
Absolutely, and I think that she says people don't think that she likes women, or that she's not an advocate for women, because
I don't think she's an advocate for herself. I mean, I'm just saying this because after what she did with that whole big fight that she had with her friend over some money that she could
over $1,200
that she could. I don't think she loves herself. I think, you know, I'm gonna say this.
Wait.
Yeah. She doesn't love herself. I'm gonna say this.
Can you explain that?
Because hurt people hurt other people. Let me say that one more time. Hurt people hurt other people. She cannot stand in a place of protection for anybody.
So you're saying when she stabbed her friend, that was a form of her self-hate?
Yes. Absolutely.
I have to examine that. Let me think
You
about
examine that then, and you get back to me.
I will. Let me get back. I'm gonna get back to you guys too on that shit. Let me think
That
about it.
was definitely because about $1,200. If you my
It was
friend,
petty as fuck.
First of all, how petty it was, the highest wound up going to jail. So it wasn't that petty. Her behavior was petty enough for her to go to jail.
But she also thinks about when they were talking about they're on another show. First of all, I love State of the Culture. It's a great show, and I love the whole panel. They were
you
talking
love
about,
the whole panel?
I do. I love Remy Ma. I'm just tired of her trash ass views, and I've reached the limit. When you tell me that a woman can't go and seek damages, monetary damages for a crime that was committed against her, unless she's considered to be a fucking prostitute, that shit is trash. She gotta fucking go. Take your lace front, take your shit, and get the fuck up on out. No, but hers is not the same. It's not the same.
Talking about nobody like
but listen, she was talking about they were talking about transgenders. And they were talking about transgender women, and they were talking about Malik Yoba in the situation. She basically was saying that, if I don't agree with you, then that I should be okay with not agreeing with you. But what she didn't understand is that, no, you not agreeing, that's fine. But what if you're a judge? What if you are a policymaker? What if you are bringing laws into effect because you don't agree about somebody's life personally?
What do you mean though when you say that?
Because her stance was that I don't have to accept transgenders the way that they don't have to accept me. So I don't have to accept your being. I can be respectful, but I don't have to accept you. And just because I don't accept you doesn't mean that I'm a hater. That's what she's saying.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
If I don't accept you, that doesn't mean I'm a hater.
She's like, I don't have to agree with transgenders. But I should be fine.
I don't think anyone's asking her for their agreement. Whether she agrees or not, it's here.
But that was her argument.
Remy Ma, I love you, but your way of thinking is fucking
And
whack.
it's like what she got mad recently when she had an ankle bracelet on because she was in some situation.
I don't agree with ankle braces, Remy Ma. So what does that mean?
Right, but she doesn't agree with it either. But I'm saying she had to have one on because she got into some situation. And again, and it was something that was like somebody.
How old is Remy Ma?
She's like 38. She's like in her late 30s.
Issues.
So she had the ankle bracelet on, and she had to wear it until the altercation. Well, no, I think she was accused of something that allegedly she didn't. It comes to find out she didn't do allegedly. So she had to wear it, but it stopped her bag. She was like. She called the courts were like, you can't go do this show out in LA. You can't do this. You can't go to the Grammys. You can't do this. So she was on Instagram and she was ranting and raving about the fucking system and how, she got this ankle bracelet on. She can't make moves to take care of her family. But at the end of the day, think about it, chick. Those people have an opinion of you. And they don't agree with who you are. They may think you are just the hood, not even worth the paint on the walls in their courtroom. And that's their opinion of you. So are you okay with someone not having an agreement with your opinion? At the end of the day, some people with opinions make policies where people can't support their families. They can't get work. They can't do a lot of shit. So I just feel like I don't know who raised her. I don't know what her fucking deal is. And I guess you said that she's a troll. Did you think you don't believe she believes that shit about women being prostitutes if they get raped and they ask for money?
I think on any platform sometimes you have to have someone that's going to shake it up. You have to have one person that's going to constantly disagree with stuff and make these ludicrous things. But I could be wrong. Those can really be her true views.
Yeah.
I just don't think, for me, as much as we are judged as being black, being women, that we would understand someone else who's different than what society deems as being culturally correct.
Okay, my last question is for you. I have a question. Now, was raised in the hood and she talks about that and I understand that. I wasn't raised in the hood, so I know hood shit. I know what's up, for real. But I didn't have to, I wasn't in those trenches of going outside and scared that I wasn't gonna come home, and I didn't have it like that. The movie The Wood, check that out. That was my childhood. Anyway, if she's raised around a gang of guys, right? why does she have their mentality so much in terms of not being able to relate to women and their issues? What is that?
I can't answer that question because there's a couple of things. One, I was not raised in the hood, but when I became of age to get to the hood, I was in the hood.
Okay.
And I spent summers in the hood. However, most of my friends were males growing up, and I had some female friends.
Okay.
But at some point, I think some things you know is give and take. Like you take from your home, what you were brought up, you take what you want from that, right? You were raised a certain way, but you take what you want from that and you apply it to your everyday life.
Of course.
Still today, right?
Of course.
It's a choice. She took what she wanted to take from that and she applied that to her life because her life is majority around, like I said earlier, a gang of men. So you want to adapt, and she probably is not a very strong person.
So can I ask you a question? Are tomboys a tomboy?
I was a tomboy.
So are tomboys? Because I don't believe this, but would you say being a tomboy could make a woman possibly misogynistic?
No fucking way.
Because to me, she's a misogynist.
No, I don't think she's I just think that she says things to get a rise out of people and have people look like. Remy Ma has worn me out.
She wore me out. Oh my God.
I'm over her.
We're over her, so we're moving on.
Please, let's move forward.
Okay, so we're moving forward, and we're going to talk about Will Smith. First of all, happy birthday, Big Will.
51.
51 years old. I'm so, excited about the next journey of his life.
Wow, yeah.
And, what's so interesting to me is that recently on the Red Table Talk, they did this emergency meeting that I guess that he put together, and he wanted to talk about health. And it was really surprising to me because he actually touched on some things that I think a lot of black men don't really talk about. And he was saying basically that, in terms of, well, we'll just play a clip.
How did you feel getting on the scale and seeing how much you weighed?
I didn't like being 225, right?
Why?
I've never been 225, and I've lived most of my adult life and certainly my professional career in brilliant muscular condition. So I came home and I was like, that's it, Will, back into your disciplined mind. I'm going to fast for 10 days. I did it and I got to about 4 days right? Because I was still taking my blood pressure medicine.
Oh.
So I started checking my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was almost dangerously low. Yeah. So I stopped taking my blood pressure medicine, and my blood pressure normalized for the 10 days. And I felt as good as I had ever felt. And I started thinking, I was like, so wait a second. Mm-hmm. So I've been taking blood pressure medicine for almost a decade. And I was like, so do I have high blood pressure, or was I eating myself into high blood pressure?
Right. Got it.
Well, I've been preaching this for a long time. On my Facebook Live, I show people how to juice. I myself have fasted. The most I've done is 30 days, where I've done nothing but fruit juice, vegetables, all this other stuff. And I've always preached,
you have.
You are what you eat.
Now, I
if
have a question.
Eat garbage, you're going to smell like garbage, you're going to feel like garbage, all that.
Well, I'll say this. When I was younger, I was very thin. I didn't, as black culture, nobody wanted to be thin. You didn't want to be thin when you were younger, right? Even girls never wanted to be thin. Black
I didn't care about it.
Really?
I really
Well, I hated being skinny when I was a kid. I was like 125 for a long time, and I hated that shit.
So was I.
Really?
As an adult.
Yeah, and I didn't even wear shorts or short sleeve shirts in the summer. I hated it. But I could eat anything. Now, I would eat junk food, number 4, number 3, McDonald's, whatever, all day. And it didn't bother you. Now, even when I'm, see kids 14, 15, Maybe even like 21 or something. I don't know. Maybe not 21. But when I see younger people eating like, they used to call it, oh, here comes Norris with his circus food. Because I would go into like, you know, a 7-Eleven, come out with just all kinds of shit. But I think that there's a period sometimes in youth where you can kind of eat whatever you want. You can eat McDonald's every day.
No, I disagree with you.
If you're like 14, 15.
No, it's totally unhealthy for you. I think that's a misconception. I think people have this misconception, and he said, touched on the show, that when you're thin, you're healthy. That is not, that is so incorrect. Your body is supposed to, used to have 5 servings of vegetables and fruit per day.
But I'm saying when you're young.
Per day.
No, I get it. But when you're young,
it doesn't
when
matter.
you're young.
It doesn't say when you're young.
But I'm saying like, but you know what I'm saying. Like if somebody walked in
When
here,
you're
they were
young
like 14.
no, that's how you have obese adults usually. Because the eating habits are taught when you are younger. If your mother is giving you McDonald's all the time and she's not cooking no home cooked meals 90% of the time.
Yeah. My mother was a chef.
You're gonna wind up eating that as an adult.
She made stuff that I
wasn't done as usual.
Yeah, exactly. But she made a lot of stuff that I would never want to eat.
Show.
Yeah, okay, thank you for tuning into the Norris Show. Yes. Oh my God, why didn't I come up with this shit in the beginning?
Saying what I was gonna say.
Finish it.
Fuck. So as I was saying, you cannot have 50% of your diet be junk food and then other 50% be healthy. You can't do that. You're supposed to eat 95% seriously healthy food, which consists of 5 vegetables, 5 fruits per day. Do we get that as human beings? I don't even think we get that as kids usually.
Well, here's the deal.
And water. A lot of people don't drink water.
That's true, but here's the deal. What I'm saying is that I think that for Will, you know, he said that in his movie roles and things of that nature, he knew how to manipulate his body for every role.
But he still wasn't healthy.
Because he would eat to, you know, for performance endurance, but also just for the look, as opposed to eating for his health. You get to a certain age in life, and he talked about one point where he said that he was playing golf and he would bend down, and when he would bend back up, he would get lightheaded. And that he said that he was going towards the golf ball and his hands would shake. And here's my point, is that the family was like, hell no. I don't wake up in pain. He said he wakes up in pain. I wake up in no pain. I do cartwheels in the morning.
But you also, I want to see you do a cartwheel in the morning.
You guys want to see me do a cartwheel? Because I do that shit.
I want to see you do a fucking cartwheel in the morning.
I do. Let me tell you, I have no, this is not wood, but knock on wood, I have no pain. I don't wake up with pain.
I'm not saying you have pain, but what I'm saying,
and I eat healthy.
What I'm saying, he did stunts. He also said in his interview, you know what you want, that he also has had injuries due to training and doing stunts and stuff like that. So usually when you injure a certain part of your body like that, you usually have pain.
No, I understand that, but in terms of him not eating well, his body is not recovering the way that it should have recovered, or the way that it potentially could have recovered if he were eating well and feeding his body in a way that was giving him nutrients in order to correct whatever he, you know, tore or whatever, you know, whatever pain he's enduring. But my point is that he said that he's been on blood pressure pills for a decade. First of all, you know, you never know anybody's medical history when you just don't know. Whoever
but
thought
also
that he had
the way Jada said he's always eats stuff, I can see that.
Yeah, that was disgusting in terms of the way he ate.
Well, just all the stuff that he eats. Like he said, he ate food to him was just like a comfort. Like he likes to eat.
I love to eat too, but I have.
But she doesn't. She says she eats to live.
They all sat around the table, first of all, and they all said that they all had stomach ailments of different degrees, which I thought was really interesting, that they all had upset stomachs. Issues. They had gut issues. And they also said that they didn't sleep well. Most of them. The grandmother, Jada's mom, she's the only one that said, I sleep well. I just found that to be really interesting, so I was wondering if some of these things were hereditary, a bloodline, but it couldn't be because Jada doesn't sleep well and she's not really related to Will. The kids are related to her. So it couldn't be that, but I think that a lot of times when he said he's on blood pressure, I remember a time when I was so happy to gain weight that I totally wasn't paying attention. And I looked up one day and I was like 195 pounds. And I've never been that weight. I've always been like this thin. And the doctor said, he's like, you know, your blood pressure's getting a little high. And before anything else, he says, let's get you on some blood pressure medication. And so he walks out of the room, right? And the nurse comes back in and she whispers to me, she says, don't do it. She said, it's going to take away your sex drive. She said, and you're going to be locked in it. She said, don't do it. You don't need it. She said, just change your diet and your drinking, whatever you're doing. Just change it. And I was able to do it without taking blood pressure medicine. So I just feel like a lot of times people think that pills can heal stuff as opposed to food. Cut.
Black, are you done?
No, you can. We can film you. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm looking at you, but I'm thinking I've been doing that shit forever.
No, what you want to say?
I've been doing it forever.
Because I've never sat back and looked at you rolling my eyes and going to sleep.
Play the tape back. I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm listening to you.
Go ahead.
Play the tape back.
Naaman wants to talk about whatever you want. Go ahead.
Play the tape back.
Go ahead.
I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm listening.
Do it.
I'm listening to you.
Now, what's your
I'm not taking. I wasn't cutting you off.
But what's your commentary? Go ahead.
You have to sit down.
No, I don't. You can look at me right here. Go ahead.
No, you gotta sit down.
No, go ahead.
Nope, I'm not doing it till you sit down.
Oh, really? Oh, so you need me?
I never said I didn't need you. You just, where is this going?
You're so full of shit.
I sat here listening to you. I sat here listening to you the whole
Anyway, like
time.
I was saying,
oh, right.
my diet. I can't stand her.
Crazy.
No, you are.
Oh my God.
Okay, so. Okay, so what were you saying? Come on.
What I was saying is, I've said that a lot of times. A lot of people that I've grown up with right now are having illnesses or sick, and people have actually passed. Because
how old are they?
My age. I'm 49, so I would say, I think I was a little bit younger than, because I was a year ahead of myself. So I was 2 years younger than everybody. So what am I, 49? So I have to be 50?
So would you say that this
early 50s,
that 40s, 30s, mid 30s to 40s, and even in your 50s is when, if you're not really taking care of yourself, that you start to have a decline?
What does that mean when you say not taking care of yourself? Because you have to be clear what you're saying. Because I don't know what you mean.
Okay, like Will Smith was taking care of himself visually for the effect.
He was working out.
But he was not eating properly, and he didn't realize that, you know, no, you are what you eat. So
I've always said that though. I've been preaching that forever to people.
Yeah, but you're a little your discipline is a different thing, because I think that
it's not. You think so? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, because some people don't know how to. You can go 30 days without sugar.
I have went a year without sugar.
Yeah, but when I say no sugar, I'm talking about sugar in the food. Are you saying that
I don't put sugar, all the food, when I went a year without sugar, I was not eating any artificial sugar. I was eating foods that naturally have sugar. Like fruits are natural source of sugar.
But you never ate anything that had processed sugar?
No. And I'm about to get off of it again. And I'll go, and this is the thing, I'll do it for a year, and then I might say, okay, I got it out of my system, and then I'll go back. But then I'll do it for a little bit, but then I'll come off of it. The thing is that what I try to, artificial sugar is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The thing that I try to tell people is that moderation is the key to everything. But we don't know moderation.
Yeah, moderation is, but also when you cut certain things out of your body, like when I got rid of cheese, I used to put cheese on everything. I love cheese. Oh my God, I love cheese. But I looked at myself one day, and I always said this as a man. I said, I'm never going to go into your great uncle status where I walk in like, hey, what's going on, man? And I'm like, ooh, watch out there now. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I'm never going to turn into your fat, big belly uncle. And one day I walked past the mirror, and I was like, who is that fat motherfucker with that big ass belly? And it was me. I was devastated. So I was like, oh, some shit got to change. And, you know, it wasn't like, I thought, oh, Norris, you can never give up cheese. I don't think about cheese. And you know what's so funny is that one time I had oysters Rockefeller, which I usually like my oysters raw, but these oysters were cooked and they had that. I didn't know they had cheese on. Anyway, I was eating it, and cheese to me tastes like glue now. The texture of it feels like glue. So you can give up things that you never thought that you could. I don't drink liquor. I only drink champagne and wine.
I drink liquor.
Okay, so
yeah, I drink.
Me, dark liquor was like.
No, and dark liquor is the worst thing you can drink because dark liquor has a lot of sugar in it.
But that's a lot of black people love.
I know,
dark
and it
liquor.
ages you. I don't drink dark liquor. I drink gin.
You think that dark liquor ages you?
It does. It's a proven fact. It has sugar in it. Sugar ages you. Yeah. Sugar ages you. Look it up. Sugar ages you. So that's why I try not to do it all the time. Like my weakness is chocolate, like chocolate cake. I like gummy candy.
That is so funny because I've never seen anything chocolate over here besides me.
I don't buy it because I know I like it. So I'm real, like, if you go on my cupboards, like, I'm really disciplined. If I didn't have Emily,
her daughter,
which
beautiful
is my
daughter,
she likes like snacks and stuff. I wouldn't put that shit in my house, like, because it's temptation. I
got rid of candy too. I still eat sugar.
I don't give her candy, but snacks. Like, she likes those yogurt raisins.
Yeah, but she's a kid.
I know.
She should have shit like that. I just think I think there is. I don't agree with you when you say that there's in a period of your life where you can eat pretty much whatever you want.
No,
I think it's cool for a 14-year-old to come in and they're eating like shit for 5 seconds or whatever. Let them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I didn't say you should not let them. What I said is that you have to be careful how you teach your children to eat because that will follow them through their adulthood. Yeah, they can pick out every once in a while, but you want them to know you go get those kale greens when you can't poop.
Speaking of which, here's another clip of Will talking about
you can't poop for 3 days.
Oh my God. Should we play the clip?
Roll it.
Since we're at the red table, and we're gonna just put stuff on the table, how many times do y'all poop in the course of a day?
Oh my God. It depends.
I can go 3 days without.
You have to poop daily.
You might want to take a look at that.
That is not good, and that's why your farts smell like that.
That's why we're at the red table.
When I was younger, I would, no problem, 3 days without pooping.
Really?
But the beginning of last year, I started like being really regular.
3 times a day for me.
That's like what you want to aim for.
Never go to the bathroom 2 times in one day.
Really? Never?
Never.
If I didn't poop for 3 days, I would think something was horribly wrong. Like, here's my thing, is why didn't his wife know any of, like, was Jada pretending? No, not that, but that his heart, I mean, not his heart, but his blood pressure medication.
She didn't pretend like she didn't know that.
No, but she didn't know in terms of him not taking it or affecting him in a certain way. And then also when he was talking about the fact that that it was, what was he saying? I forgot what he was saying, but it was certain things that he was speaking of that the family was like, what? Like when he said he drank 5 cups of coffee a day. And my question is, how can you not poop for 3 days if you're drinking 5 cups of coffee?
That's not what he said. He said, no, he kind of contradicted himself. First he said, sometimes he can go without having a bowel movement for 3 days.
Yes, and his daughter says she could too.
No, she said she used to. She said she can go every day now.
But why did she used to?
Because she probably was eating bad. Hey, let me say this too about elimination and BMs or bowel movements or traumatized poop. Mm-hmm. Everyone's system is different. Just to let you know that some people poop 3 times a day, like the daughter was saying, she goes to the bathroom 3 times a day.
I do.
Some people go once a day, every day though. Some people go every other day, and you have people like Will Smith that go every 3 days.
Wow.
So, but usually that's a sign. You know, you have problems going to the bathroom too when you are dehydrated. Water plays a very important part. I drink a ton of water. Like, I probably drink a gallon of water a day.
Okay.
Honestly. Also, your fiber intake, what you're taking as far as your fiber.
Of course.
If you're eating
leafy greens and things of that nature.
Yeah, fiber. That's called fiber.
Well, I'm saying there's other parts of fiber too, because there's bread that's fiber as well.
No, bread is really not a good source of fiber. Like, if you watch Dr. Oz talking about like wheat bread, like it has caused people to have gluten allergies and gut issues. Our bodies are not really meant to break down stuff like that. So you need to have stuff like your vegetables, your fruits.
So would you say there is no healthy bread? There is no healthy bread?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Really?
I don't like. I eat. Okay, let me tell you when I eat bread. If I go to I love Burger King, by the way. Hi, Burger King.
You
Send
like
me some
Burger King?
I love Burger King.
You fat motherfucker, you.
I'm not nowhere am I fat anywhere. Remember that.
Well, you fat in places.
No, you talk about it. Burger King. I do like Burger King, and I like okay, when I go to Chicago, I have Harold's, and they have like this white bread that is horrible, but it tastes so good with the chicken. But I'm not like there's my bread in my house. Food. My daughter loves bread.
I like whole grain bread. I think there are breads that are healthy. There are whole grain breads that
it doesn't feel healthy to my body. It may agree with you. It doesn't agree with my like anytime I eat like a bread, like a lot of bread, I feel bloated. Like I feel like there's something stuck in my stomach.
Oh wow. Okay, so that doesn't sit well with your gut.
No, and I think some people can't eat certain things.
Well,
French fries sit really good with my gut.
I love French fries. But I will say this, is that black men in general, black men specifically talking to us, go to the doctor, get checked out, figure it out, and also
prostate issues, figure out.
All of
and can I say something before we wrap this up? When you start to get older, you may lose your testosterone levels. So you may be feeling tired. You may not know what's wrong with you.
You talking about women and men? Because women have testosterone.
Yeah, but I'm talking about men. Women have more estrogen levels than testosterone levels.
Yes.
We're talking about men right now. So I was giving this little advice to the men.
Okay.
As you age, you start to lose your testosterone level will drop. It will descend. So what you need to do if you are feeling this way, go to the doctor. It's real simple. Don't let it get too out of hand because you keep losing it. It can get really, really low.
Right.
You can go and they have creams that they can give you.
Yeah.
They have pills that they can give you.
But also, I'll say this too, though. I went to the doctor.
Shots.
Yeah, but I went to the doctor. What was I going for? I went to the doctor for a checkup or something. I went to Cedars-Sinai, and I had never gone to this doctor before. And out of the blue, he goes, "You want to lift more?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" He was like, "You know, I can hook you up with some testosterone." And I was like, I didn't know what that was until I knew testosterone in my body, but I didn't know anything about extra testosterone. So I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, you'll run faster, you'll da 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 da." But it wasn't about anything that I needed. He was just willing to prescribe to me. He was like, "You're gonna be like a superhuman." Basically.
No, I think
you should not do that.
Did he test your testosterone?
No, he didn't. He just, it was just out of the blue.
Test your T levels and see what they're, because I'm telling you, women, we lose our estrogen levels. If you start to get lower estrogen, you need to. You
start getting that chin, you get that mustache. We see.
I don't have a mustache, but I take birth control. I mean, I'm 49.
Why do you take birth control?
Because I'm not a smoker. I work out, and it gives you estrogen.
Really?
Yep.
Never heard of that.
Yep. So I mean, I still take it. I'm on a very low dose though, and my doctor. We talked about menopause, about losing your estrogen, and we came up with this, and it's been working for me.
Well, I've been very fortunate. I can say I've been very fortunate, but at the end of the day, also because I come from acting, I always knew to take care of my body because my body is the vessel in which I give out creativity. So I've always kind of been cognizant of that, but at the same time, you know, I had to give up some things that I thought I could never give up, which was cheese and which was liquor. I thought I could never give it up.
I gave up coffee, but I started back.
I think coffee's not bad for you, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it is. I think it. I think it aid. I do. I think it does something in turn. Yeah, I think it does.
I heard that coffee was good for you. A cup of coffee
I drink
once a day.
2 cups of coffee a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I started back because I was doing a pre-workout. So when I didn't work out during the weekend, my body would crash.
See, I don't drink coffee when working out because it makes my heart palpitate. But it makes me, I don't like the way it makes my...
Or pre-workout you're talking about.
It just gives me the jitters.
Pre-workout or coffee?
Coffee, period.
No, okay, so pre-workout has like some type of caffeine in it. But it's not coffee. It's like the powder form. You mix it up. So what would happen on Saturdays, I would be like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Like I would be dragging.
Because you're so tired.
Because I didn't have that. I got addicted to the caffeine.
Yeah, well, see, I take one that's organic and it's vegan and it's an energy, energy stuff.
Still would get. I'm telling you, shit just has me like when I'm speeding.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm like.
Well, we should actually. The two of us are actually gonna really at some point we're gonna do a channel on. Let's say we're like 60 years old. We can give a channel like how to keep that shit hot and sexy.
And I think you should tweak it sometimes. If you need to do testosterone, do your testosterone. You need to do anything.
Yeah, if you need to do whatever you need to do, just get some valid information and not have a doctor. Because a doctor, honestly, sometimes doctors will just throw anything to you. Because at the end of the day, they shouldn't be giving out any type of medicine before they ask you about your diet. So Will Smith probably should have never been given blood pressure medicine. He probably should have never been given that, as opposed to first having a consultation about, well, what are you eating? What is your intake? I was offered blood pressure medicine and he never asked me anything about, oh, what am I drinking? What am I eating? What's my diet?
How often do actors and actresses really go to the doctor in Hollywood that are famous, like on checkups, versus when they wait until they get sick?
I'll say this, is that when you are a working actor, they kept raising the premium on your insurance, and it got crazy at some point because, yeah, it gets crazy. But when you are a working actor and you're doing really well, you have really amazing insurance. And I don't know what your question is. Like, are they apprehensive to just be checked
I'm saying,
out?
Are they really going to the doctor on a regular basis to make sure everything's fine? Or do they wait until they just feel like shit and then go to the doctor like most Americans do?
I think that sometimes people can do that.
Like, do you take preventative measures?
No, I'll say this, is that when Will Smith talked about I did things to manipulate my body to look a certain way, I totally identified with that. Because I would always tell people, like, I could lose weight. I know how to lose weight. If I feel fat, I feel like I need to lose weight, I can lose that shit in 2 weeks. I know how to do that. Or I can gain the weight. No, I don't think about it being healthy. I just know how to do that. I know how to create a certain look.
Okay.
And I think that actors know how to create a certain look. I don't know if they're necessarily going into the doctor. I've gone to annual checkups just like recently, last year, the beginning of this year. And my doctor, I'm going to switch doctors because every time he'd say to me, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here for a fucking checkup. He's like, look at you. You don't need to be here. And he said this to me like a couple of times, my own doctor. So my point is that you can't just listen to doctors. You have to listen to